Well, hello everybody. Take two. I just tried to stream and it was on mute. I was on mute for a good almost 2 minutes, but we are diving back into The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. We are on chapter 9, How to Use the Will. If you missed any of the previous readings, they're all on the playlist on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, hop on over to YouTube, like and subscribe. Join us here in the community. We read personal development books, spiritual development books. I teach a little bit. I share how I apply these in my life, and they're just so much fun. So have at it. How to Use the Will, Chapter 9, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. To set about getting rich in a scientific way, you do not try to apply your willpower to anything outside yourself. Using this, harnessing the power of the will is an inside job. All of life is an inside job. You have no right to do so anyway, applying your will to people outside of you. It is wrong to apply your will to other men and women in order to get them to do what you wish done. And you can't even really do that anyway. It is a flagrantly wrong to coerce. It is as flagrantly wrong to coerce people by mental power as it is to coerce them by physical power. So let me rewind. You can do that, manipulation tactics, psychological manipulation, stuff like that. That stuff does work. And unfortunately, a lot of people are unaware of the darkness that can exist within people. I mean, hello, we see, abominations happening and have happened in history through brainwashing, like negative for the negative, because we're all being brainwashed. It's either constructive or destructive. Like we are brainwashing ourselves 24/7. And he's saying that it's not good to force our will onto someone else. The only person we have to force our will on is our own subconscious mind. And that is the ultimate power that will penetrate and permeate throughout every part of this universe, and it'll attract to us exactly what we need for whatever we desire. So our will is the only thing that we need to work on within ourselves, and then the rest will take care of itself. We don't have to force anybody to do anything for us. They will do it automatically. Think about how many times you're like, I just like them. I want them to win. How can I help you? Right? It's like, it's because they're so convicted in their own will and they're vibrating at that certain frequency, and you are on it and you just want to help them. And you see that all the time. Like, why are they so lucky? People are just like always willing to help them or root for them or whatever. It's a convicted, powerful use of the will within that individual, whether they know it or not. Let's continue reading. So it's as flagrantly wrong to coerce people by mental power as it is to coerce them by physical power. If compelling people by physical force to do things for you reduces them to slavery, compelling them by mental means accomplishes exactly the same thing. Let me read that again. So if compelling people by physical force to do things for you reduces them to slavery, compelling them by mental means accomplishes exactly the same thing. So it's mental slavery. The only difference is the method. If taking things from people by physical force is robbery, then taking things by mental force is also robbery. In principle, there is no difference. It's like abuse, right? And unfortunately, because we can't see all types of abuse, people question or dismiss people when they say that they've been verbally, mentally, psychologically abused. We, of course, unfortunately, it's terrible, believe people who have black eyes and pictures to prove it, and we know someone's being beat up, physically abused, or even sexually abused. I mean, that's a hard one. Like, people don't feel, especially children, that number one, they can because their perpetrator instills fear in them, or they get a perverse, it's like Stockholm syndrome relationship, and they don't want to tell on their perpetrator. It's a real, the inner world, our psyche is such a touchy, illogical world. And that's what we create from. And when we are not consciously aware of what we're creating or how we're using the will, like I have very strong will. Everybody has strong will. But when I say that, I mean, God, when I look back at my early days of like where I was putting my attention and focusing my will, it was so destructive. It was partying, numbing, running. Of course, I mean, I accomplished things, but My will was to feel good, like I just always to feel good and to run away from pain and to avoid. And when I could shift my focus on healing, facing, because it's unsustainable to do destructive habits. And I sure, hit rock bottom, of course. And many times, you don't just hit rock bottom once. Um, but yeah, focusing, harnessing the power of the will. And what he's saying is, doing these things physically, forcing people physically, making them think things. I'm sorry, forcing people physically or forcing them mentally is the same thing. Abusing someone physically and abusing someone mentally is the same thing. I've heard some therapists and some people, say that psychological abuse, the effects are longer lasting than physical abuse, unfortunately. Like all abuse is terrible. But once you're taken out of that physical environment, whether you just grow out of it because you don't live with your parents anymore and, your parents were the one that were, slapping you around your whole life, you're at least out of that environment. But those physical repercussions can last forever. And if you do not rewire and rewrite the story and the narrative of that diseased virus code belief and thought system that you were instilled, all abuse is terrible. Let me just say that. All right. So you have no right to use your willpower upon another person, even for his own use, because you do not know you don't know what's the best for his good. The science of getting rich does not require you to apply power or force to any other person in any way whatsoever. There is not the slightest necessity for doing so. Indeed, any attempt to use your will upon others will only tend to defeat your purpose. You might be able to do it for a period of time, but it's not sustainable and it's destructive. And you're not going to feel good about that. You don't want to force, as Bob Proctor always used to say, force negates. You do not need to apply your will to things for them to come to you. That would simply be trying to coerce God and would be foolish and useless, as well as irreverent. It's breaking the law, the universal laws. You do not have to compel God to give you good things any more than you have to use your willpower to make the sun rise. You do not have to use your willpower to conquer any unfriendly deity or to make stubborn and rebellious forces do your bidding. The thinking substance is friendly to you and is more anxious to give you what you want than you are to get it. Think about that reframe right there. This thinking substance is friendly and is more anxious to give you what you want than you are to get it. To get rich, you need only to use your willpower upon yourself. When you know what to think and do, you must use your will to compel yourself to think and do the right things. That is the legitimate use of the will to getting what you want. To use it in holding yourself to the right course. Use your will to keep yourself thinking and acting in the certain way. I like to replace the word will with focus. It's like the steering wheel. You are controlling the will where you're going. It's like the direction, the rudder. It's like the steering wheel. Many different analogies can be used, but that's what comes to my mind. How do I have my eye on the prize? Is my steering wheel focused on where I want to go, or is it on where I don't want to go? My fears, my doubts, my worries. Use your will to keep yourself thinking and acting in the certain way. Do not try to protect your will or your thoughts or your mind. Oh, let me read that again. Do not try to project your will or your thoughts or your mind out into space to act on things or people. Keep your mind at home. It can accomplish more there than anywhere else. Use your mind to form a mental image of what you want and to hold that vision with faith and purpose. Use your will to keep your mind working the right way. The more steady and continuous your faith and purpose, the more rapidly you will get rich because you will make only positive impressions upon formless substance. You will not neutralize or offset them by negative impressions. Let's read that again. The more steady and continuous your faith and purpose, as we read about in the previous chapters, to have that unwavering faith, first get the image of what you want, have unwavering faith that it's already yours in imagination, regardless of what's happening out here. And why do you want it? What is your why? What are the emotions behind it? How would you feel? What good do you want to do with it? Have it be a big, beautiful purpose. And you don't have to explain it to anybody, even the little monsters in your mind. You don't deserve that. Oh, you're just selfish. You just want blah, blah, blah. It's like, if it's a desire, a true desire in your heart, you don't have to, what is it called? It's, at least for me, so many insidious old programming codes came up and like strangled my dreams because it made me feel very guilty, very selfish, very, what's it called when you are greedy? I mean, hello, conceited, self-centered. I was so afraid because when people see you going after something, it triggers them because especially if they're not. Um, yeah, just really protect your energy. That's why who you surround yourself with is so important. Are you surrounding yourself with people who are seeing the best in you, who want the best in you, that cheer you on, or people who are continually trying to drag down your dreams, who are giving you advice and making comments, and they have never gotten out of their comfort zone, or they have never taken risks, or they don't have the results that you want? Follow the people with the results that you want. And not even just monetary results, right? Like how confident they are, how healthy they are, how they speak, how they present themselves, how they manage their lives, the kind of people they surround themselves with. It's like an essence. It's like a charisma. People who live in a certain way, period, just a blanket statement, and they do things and they make decisions in a way that just makes your heart leap. Like, I want to do that too. I remember when I was, God, how old was I? Remember that, was it the Travel Channel? Samantha Brown. Remember that lady? She had short hair. I don't know what that show was called. Something Samantha Brown. And I was like, wow, I would love to do that. Like be a host of a travel show. Who knows? I still might. Um, but my heart just leapt. I wanted those results. So I would follow her tracks. I never really looked into it, but I would say, okay, well, how did she start? Where did she intern? Where did she get that sort of agent? Like, how did she break into the industry? And I would go and follow her because she has the results I want. Or even people that I see, thought leaders who speak, like back in the day, like I started this channel, I started talking on social media like what, 5 years ago at this point, and like people who could express themselves clearly with confidence. And it's like that's something that I looked up to, and now I'm doing it. And it's just like, wow, and it was uncomfortable. Hello. It was but now I don't even care. Like, and especially now, what is it? June 7th. I said that I would do a video every day. Of course, like when I was traveling, I posted a video every day, that's for sure. But I said that I would post every day. And I've been kind of going live now that we've been reading these books almost every day. I could do it with my eyes closed. I am so confident. I am so comfortable in my own skin. Like, it's insane and it feels so good. So I don't know what that monologue was about, but it was about GPS, staying focused on what you want, having that faith, having your purpose, um, doubling down on what you want, impressing positive emotions on the formless substance. And by law, it will happen. We just have to be consistent with it. Put yourself on the hook. Get out of your comfort zone. What are you going to do? What action steps are you going to take to emulate and be like, you know, something that you want to experience, someone or something you want to experience, right? Okay. So the more steady and continuous your faith and purpose, the more rapidly you will get rich because you will make only positive impressions upon formless substance. You will not neutralize or offset them by negative impressions. All right. The formless substance receives a picture of your desires and allows this picture to penetrate to great distances, perhaps throughout the entire universe. Your thoughts are things. They are like lightning bolts that are being sent out. Like picture an old radio, like you are a satellite and you are sending out information to the formless substance, and it's bringing back information. It's bringing back energy, adding to it. It's like an echo. Hello, hello. So, what are we saying? I'm successful. I'm successful. That's what's going to be shown back to us. Remember, your subconscious mind is it's a Google search engine. Whatever you put into it will be given back to you in all forms. Every bit of news, every image, every video, every article that has ever been on that will be sent back to you. So the more steady and continuous your faith and purpose, the more rapidly you will get rich because you make only positive impressions upon formless substance. The formless substance receives a picture of your desires and allows the picture to penetrate to great distances, perhaps throughout the entire universe. As this impression spreads, all things are set moving toward its realization. Every living thing, every inanimate thing, and the things yet uncreated are stirred toward bringing into being that which you want. All force begins to be exerted in that direction. So your thoughts are truly stirring up the pot. It's putting into motion. It's like lobbing a big ball onto the ocean and it's going to start making ripples. And then if you keep doing that, it's going to start making waves. It's like action happens. We're doing it all the time. What are we thinking about? What are we imagining? What emotions? You know what? I don't know who said it. Maybe it was a YouTube video. Oh, this guy was saying, I mean, he's great in the personal development world and like manifestation and just going after your dreams and all this kind of stuff. But he was saying, I'm sick and tired of people being like, high vibes, you have to only have feel good to attract things. And I get what he was saying because it's true. You don't have to feel good or be in the penthouse to attract things. You just have to feel strongly. Think about people who attract things with hate, with revenge. How many times have you gone through a breakup and you want to get even and you want revenge? And like you are a very powerful manifester. It's any emotion that is keyed up, as Napoleon Hill says. But is it either destructive? Is it below the 200 on the consciousness scale? Because you can attract at every level. Like think about how heavy shame and grief are and anger and frustration. We attract on every level. So you don't have to feel good to attract. Every feeling attracts that is really keyed up and, turned up. But what is the quality of what we're attracting and is it sustainable? Because when somebody has like, God, I don't know what example to use. Hitler attracting such a big movement. And look at the result, my God. Wars. It's not sustainable. But look at loving movements. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, like these charities or whatever. It's like there's a different frequency to all of them. Let's just put it that way. But side note, anyways, I was just watching that video about you don't have to feel good to attract. That's the truth. But every feeling attracts. But what are we attracting? Because if you, stay angry and mad, God, I remember, a lot of people who had bad, unfortunately bad childhoods. Like I had clients who were like, I want to prove everybody wrong. Or like, again, after a breakup or a betrayal, you like get your dream body because you use the hate fueling to transform yourself. But then what does it turn into, right? It's like, are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it? It doesn't matter. Good for you. But what emotions are you continually, do you always have to be angry to be productive or to be motivated? You know what I mean? Once you've arrived and you've proved yourself and, that your mom never approved of you, it's like, then what? You made it to the top, then what? Like, what's next? You know? Or if the person apologized to you, or if you made peace with them, So very interesting. All right, let's see how much we got. Wow, we have this is a big chapter. Let's finish this page. So as this impression spreads, as you think these impressions, think about what you want, all things are set moving toward its realization. Every living thing, every inanimate thing, and the things yet uncreated are stirred toward bringing into being that which you want. All force begins to be exerted in that direction. All things begin to move toward you. The mind of people everywhere is influenced toward doing the things necessary to fulfilling your desires, and it works for you unconsciously. But you can check all this by starting a negative impressions. But you can check all this by starting a negative impression in the formless substance. Doubt or disbelief is as certain to start a movement away from you as faith and purpose are to start one toward you. By not understanding this, most people fail when they try to make use of mental science to get rich. Every hour and moment you spend in giving heed to doubts and fears, every hour you spend in worry, every hour in which your soul is possessed by disbelief, set a current away from you through the whole domain of the intelligent substance. Wow. I like those words, possessed by disbelief. I say it's belligerent on disbelief. All the promises are unto them that believe, and unto them only. Notice how insistent Jesus was upon that point of belief. Now you know the reason why. All right, we will continue chapter 9 on the next video. That was some powerful stuff. I feel like there was a point that I missed in talking. It'll come back to me, or maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, you don't have to feel good to manifest or attract. We're doing it all the time with strong emotions, especially when we feel strong emotions. That's why when we are so frightened and scared and get caught in a pickle, things just seem to get worse because we are in deep states of emotion, heightened states of emotion. And it's in heightened states of emotion mixed with images and thoughts that create more of it. And are we going on a negative train of disbelief? Have we been arrested? Have we been captured? Have we been possessed? Have we been drunk on negativity and fear? Or are we going towards faith, full belief, love, trust, surrender? It's all an inside job. Yeah, this is good. Alrighty. Well, I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. Happy June again. Is this the first Saturday of June? It is. All right. We will continue tomorrow. I hope you have a beautiful evening. Have a good night.